Good evening, Advantage members. It's Sunday, March 27th, 4 p.m. my time, and prices of Bitcoin currently at 45,900 and some change. We actually just wicked right into the yearly open. Okay, we went as high as about $46,700. And different exchanges went to different highs, but the point is, okay, we actually put in a high, a local higher high than we have over the last almost from this point down. So basically since the 5th of January, we have not been able to cross this high and this lower high until now. And this, in my opinion, is where the market is signaling to us that, okay, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to start breaking out. And I'll show y'all, first of all, structurally why I think that is. Number one, if you look at BTC continuously sort of putting in these green days over the last, maybe week and a half, we've now had about 6 days on the way up. Volume itself, not really telling a great story, but nonetheless, it seems like we're definitely wanting to press through this level, because what we could also tell is the 4-hour time frame, right? Since the last 2 or 3 days, the way we've been consolidating higher like this, right under the point of resistance, which is this yearly open, as well as these two highs. So remember, consolidating like this and grinding up higher into these resistance points is bullish. And this bullish candle that we're seeing is the first sign of bullishness that we need to be paying attention to. So the first big sign of bullishness is, number one, that we're able to smash right into the yearly open. And the next big sign will probably be that we need to break above the yearly open and start trending on up. Okay. So nonetheless, this is a very good sign. I think it is unwise to probably short this level. It's just not necessary at all. I think it's better to be bullish or long to the upside. Again, not investment advice, but just my thought process. You guys know very well, I have been positioned long in the spot side in AVAX and ETH and SOL, at least over the last 2 weeks. We've just been sitting in spot positions, not really wanting to do anything big, okay? I've obviously had different positions, like I had Atom before, and then I had Oxy, both of which were not really performing well. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna go into something safer with the larger market cap, and that is AVAX. And I think AVAX still has a pretty massive upside in my opinion. I think at minimum, I was looking for AVAX to hit somewhere close to $100. I'm still relatively confident that it could do that. If we sort of turn off our indicators right here, okay, you can kind of see that in AVAX, we are breaching outside this parallel channel or retesting the top of the parallel channel as support. And now it looks like we want to start shifting away. And the next big level of resistance, where I believe liquidity is sitting, is right up here, okay, close to $100. So I see no reason why AVAX cannot get us up to that $100 point, all right? So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to for AVAX. The other assets that I have my eye on most definitely is Ethereum. If you kind of look the last, maybe 2 or 3 times that we've come close to this, $3,100, $3,200 level, it's been quite violent each time, right? Like over here, we smash right through the level. Over here, we rip right back down. Over here, once again, we smash through that level. Over here, once again, we rip back down. Once again, come back here, break back down. But since this point onward, we've now put in a very nice W-style bottom, right? Maybe you could call this like an ascending triangle, similar to BTC, both of which are bullish in my opinion, okay? And with the fundamentals that are lining up for Ethereum to have its merge for those layer 0 successful transactions, I see no reason why Ethereum can't follow BTC on the way up. And on the way up, I would probably figure anywhere between $3,400 to $3,500 is the next big target of resistance to the upside. All right, so let's see how that pans out for ETH and see how the market opens up in the next few hours into the new weekly open. Because remember, we got this weekly open, or rather the weekly close coming up in the next few hours. This is a pretty darn good bullish weekly, right? This to me looks like what's it called? Three white soldiers pattern, which is bullish candle, right? Good volume. Another bigger bullish candle, bullish volume. Now, next candle, you want to see a bigger bullish candle and more bullish volume to the upside. If you're not familiar with three white soldiers, you can look it up. Three white soldiers. Okay. It kind of looks like this. All right, let me go to the images here. This is how it kind of looks. Okay, three white soldiers. So keep that in mind. That's kind of something that I was looking at on the weekly basis. Like, it looks like a pretty strong, possibility that this could be a three white soldiers breakout. And if we're looking at next resistance point on a weekly basis, it's probably at minimum, 51, 52,000. It could also be like on a daily basis, I could see BTC reaching to a high of, I don't know, 57, 58, which is basically where this was the last point of sellers really capping the market and had this big sell-off down, right? So big point of liquidity could be all the way up into 58K. Near-term resistance probably around, $51,000, $52,000, okay? But obviously, immediate term, like we have to make sure we can stay above the yearly open, which is around 46.2K, and then start pressing up. In my opinion, I think there's a very, very high chance that we start, pushing this breakout from here, at least to 52K and possibly up to 58K. All right. And at that point, then I'll decide, what I want to start doing with my long positions. At 52K, when BTC gets there, more than likely, I'll start trimming down my long positions, depending on where altcoins are. And then beyond that, once we get to 58K, I'm pretty confident that I would want to start going heavily into cash. Okay. At this point, I just want to stay long. I just want to stay spot long. And if I see opportunities for levered longs, I'll take those opportunities. All right. You could kind of see right now the big move that we just had in BTC, right? This big pop definitely had a lot of short liquidations. And the reason we know that is because what happens here ideally is you start seeing the market kind of pop like this, right, in price, but then open interest drops very sharply. And at the same time, CVD pops. So what does that mean? Well, if price is ripping up like this and open interest drops, that means shorts are actually being closed. And when shorts are being closed, what happens? Well, for a short to close, you have to buy a long on the opposite side. And that creates that CVD to pop aggressively like this. So CVD going up like this is longs basically buying into the market. And when you see open interest drop like this, that's just shorts closing out. So this, in my opinion, near term is just a big short closing. It seems like it's a decent amount of shorts that we're closing out. Let's see, the sells on Bitfinex were almost, actually, how would you say? The delta is 1157, but the buying activity is 1,757. The selling activity is 600. It's hard to tell exactly how much shorts versus longs were in here, but nonetheless, like I think we know very well that it was a whole lot of short covering. But short covering is not the worst thing, because ideally, like what you want to make sure is that the sellers don't come back into the market and start pressing the price back down. You want to make people force and cover their shorts and make sure that the market keeps bidding up. And then after that, people then just start getting long, and then you just start having aggressive, moves to the upside as everybody piles in long. Okay. So ETH we spoke about. Like I said, AVAX I'm still very much bullish on. Solana I'm still bullish on. Looking at 120, 130 up here as the next resistance point. Let's see if we can get through this descending trend line resistance. This is probably not that big of a resistance. I would say like there's different points of resistance trend lines in Solana, but definitely this horizontal level, this sideways 120s is a pretty important level. One Harmony is also something that I've been watching for the last few days. It's a very nice steady climb up. I really like, consolidation, pop, consolidation, pop, consolidation, pop, right? Next big level for One Harmony is in this block right here, anywhere between 17 and 19 cents. So if you're getting long or you're already spot long, keep an eye on this area for potential take profit. Okay. Matic, also same thing. 170s is the next resistance point. So keep an eye on that as well. All right. That's pretty much it. I mean, I just wanted to cover, weekly candles. Like I said, Matic also looks good on the weekly basis. BTC also looks good on a weekly basis. I think we're probably headed for more upside into the coming week. We also have the monthly close and the quarterly close coming up in the next few days. That should also bring about some volatility, probably volatility on the upside, I would figure. Okay. Let me see here. I really like this thread on STG, Stargate Finance. As I mentioned earlier, I picked up a small position in Stargate right here in the altcoins spot buy. I picked it up around like 290-ish or so. Like I got in at 290, then I got in again at 294. So I just wrote 294. You can buy this on FTX. Again, not investment advice. So of course, do your own research, but this thread on Stargate, I thought was a very good thread of explaining why Stargate is not just another bridge. It actually is trying to be more than a bridge while still maintaining and adding composability, having farming and staking opportunities on the bridge itself. So I thought this was really cool. I've spoken about this before. So yeah, make sure y'all check it out, okay? Other opportunities in the NFT space, I think definitely, things have gotten a little bit more calmer, I want to say, in the NFT world, but Hui and of course, Elizabeth are still very active. Diablo Man, Snicks, everybody else is still talking about NFTs. So make sure y'all definitely check out this area. We were talking about, Ape token, right? Obviously that's been the next hot thing regarding the NFT market. And though I still believe that these NFT tokens are not going to do a whole lot. I read this article from Raoul Pal on his Substack, which I thought was really, really good at explaining his thought process on why he bought into the Bored Ape Yacht Club. He picked up this ape and why he believes that the ape and the Ethereum ecosystem and NFTs, as well as the tokens, are going to be, these social tokens that can really accrue big value headed into the future. And this was a very, very convincing newsletter. So I've sort of shifted my views in trying to learn and adapt and say, hey, well, maybe, my thought process on looking at these NFT tokens may be wrong. And by the way, in investing in crypto, you want to be as flexible as possible, right? Your goal is to really make money in the market, okay? So you never want to have adamant views about something. Now, my view initially was, if you really, really believe that this ape token is garbage, which I personally thought it was, I still deep down believe it is. This is basically one of the best opportunities to just get short and see this thing kind of crumble to less than $1 or pennies. Now, it's possible that I may be right at some point, but it doesn't make any sense for me to not capture the upside if the market is giving it to me. For example, if I look at the chart of the ape token right now, plus all the things I learned from Raoul's newsletter, and by the way, make sure you check it out. If you believe that, well, then structurally, this point of support that it broke down from, retested now as support, this is a pretty decent area to get back long in the market with a clear invalidation down here around $12 or so, right? So you're getting long close to 14, but your invalidation is 12, and you just take this trade to the upside. Maybe the trade takes you back to where it's $17. Maybe it gets you to a nice even number like $20. I don't know, maybe it takes you even higher than that. I'm not sure. But point is that at the very least, even if I don't take longs in this market, in this ape token, first of all, I'm sure as hell not going to take shorts. Okay. And if I do get long in the market, I'm probably just going to have my invalidation at 12 and let this thing just ride out. Okay. So that's sort of one NFT token that I want to talk about. Another one I wanted to talk about is a space that I'm, very heavily involved in. which is a Solana NFT space. And within the Solana NFT space, I've talked about the DeGods community quite a bit. And I've been talking about DeGods for, since November or December last year, when they were minting at less than, I think, 2 or 3 SOL. And now DeGods is trading at 79 to 80 SOL. So hopefully someone got into this, but even if you didn't, right? Similar to this ape token, DeGods has their own token, which is called the Dust token. And the Dust token is also very interesting because what it tells me is that there are different NFT projects that are building out in Solana, in Ethereum, and they're trying to build utility and an economy within their NFT ecosystem. And Dust is actually one of those tokens which is going to help the DeGods NFT holders upgrade their DeGod to a dead god, number one. And they're also auctioning off NFTs by using the Dust token as utility, as the base currency to auction and buy NFTs or sell NFTs, which once again kind of creates its own economy. So all in all, I really think that there is definitely something to these, NFT tokens. I personally thought that they may just have sort of like a, one hit wonder, sort of one trick pony element to them. But I'm starting to believe that, okay, it's possible that the NFT creators or NFT projects have struck upon, some gold, if you will, where they're trying to create the Dust token or this ape token, which could be something big. And so I'm keeping that in mind, and I hope you do too. Okay. Full disclosure, I own some of the Dust token. I don't own any of the ape tokens. So again, non-investment advice on anything that I talk about. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that. So let's see here. I just want to talk about some more data points on BTC, and then we can kind of just wrap it up. And we'll see how the weekly close works out. So you can see on FTX as well. I'm sorry, BitMEX as well. You see a big drop in open interest. Once again, I think that leads me to believe that this was a short covering. Let's see if there's sort of an aggressor in one part of the market that allowed the big push up. Even on Binance, it looks like a big short covering right here, right? Because open interest is dropping, price is going up, CVD is popping. Let me see here. FTX, also relatively decent drop in open interest. Not that big, in my opinion, compared to other exchanges. So maybe FTX is slightly better in terms of maybe getting long in the market versus being aggressively short. So this is also a good sign. I don't see any big walls set up like to the upside on FTX to kind of maybe resist price from heading on up. So this, in my opinion, is also a very good sign. And then let me see here. Total to market cap, as I've talked about before, right? I think this is a very good breakout out of this descending, trend line structure. I personally think, the market cap is probably going to head back at least to 1.2 trillion, maybe as high as 1.3, 1.4 trillion way the heck up here. Okay. Which probably means that, a lot of these alts that I'm kind of watching or that I've talked to the Advantage community about will quite possibly head on up. Okay. So that's really about it. That's all I have. If y'all have any other questions, again, always feel free to tag me in the chat channels. Advantage members are always free to, ping me and ask me any questions that y'all may have. Other than that, that's it. Let's kick ass on the 5K account. Again, like I said, at the beginning of the year, we started the 5K challenge. Last year, we ended the 5K challenge at a 470% gain. This year, we're up about 20 to 25% on that 5K challenge. Let's see how the rest of the year goes. Okay. Good luck to you. I will catch up with y'all through the day, if not tomorrow morning at the New York session open. All right. Cheers, everybody. Take care. Bye.